Alrighty. I've been having some weirdness with various services today, and it looks like the LinkedIn post is just not working. So I might have to leave that tab open, which is kind of annoying. Today I'm taking a break, or should I say, for the rest of November, I'm taking a break from AI coding. I wouldn't say I'm taking a break from AI coding. I'm taking a break from streaming about AI coding because WordPress 6.9 is currently beta 3, I want to say. Let me just check here. Where are we? 4th of November. Yeah, it's beta 3 today, actually. Sometime later today, beta 3 will come out. And so now's a great time to start testing WordPress, start testing all the functionality that is coming to the next version. And so that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of November. WordPress 6.9 is slated for the 2nd of December, so I figure November is a great time to testing all this out. So that's what I'm going to be doing. There is this help test WordPress 6.9 post that, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will link to in the description. And so I'm going to pick a bunch of things in here and check them out and see how they work. I'm going to focus probably mostly on the developer updates. Some of them I've been pretty involved in, some of them I have no idea what's coming. So I'm going to just dive in and just see what's going on there and what the situation is. I also helped write this post, and I want to make sure that all information in there is present and correct, if you will. So that's kind of what I'm paying here. LinkedIn is still freaking out. Let me close, discard, post. LinkedIn just seems to be taking forever today, so I'm alright. Let me set up a new site. Can I set... Ooh, I can. That's cool. That's a cool feature of Studio, being able to set up the beta. That's very cool. Give it a custom domain. And let's go. So I think what I'm going to look into today is this data views and data form stuff. No. What I'm going to do today is something I've been wanting to test for a while now properly, and this is the expanded template management. So this is not specifically a developer change. Basically, the way the templates are managed in WordPress. Oh, look, there's something in its name. The way the templates are being managed in WordPress is changing. I haven't really looked at this much since I created this post about a month ago, so I kind of want to see where it is now. And kind of spend a bit of time testing it. So let's pop into the admin here. Let's go take a look. First, make sure I've got a couple of themes installed. So I've got 225, 224, 3. Okay, cool. So essentially what you can do now is you can have multiple versions of the same template. Well, you always could do that, but how you manage it is different. So for example, if this is the page, the single page template, I think what I'm going to just do here is add an image to this, just to give it a bit more. No, I want the template. I want the page. The page. So let's add a featured image. I think I have some sample images somewhere. I can find them now. I don't think I have them anymore. That's a pity. I'm going to need some images. Okay, let's get some images. Just cancel this. Sample images. This handy person has just got a whole bunch of images. That's kind of cool. I wonder how big this is. Ah, that's done. Cool. I'm just going to grab a bunch of random ones. Okay, let's take that. Alright, so there's a featured image. So now what I want to do is I want to take the... So, first of all, you have what are now known as active templates, and then you have created templates. So created templates are templates that you create in the site editor, and they're usually based on the theme templates. You can also activate or deactivate templates, which also means you can take a theme template and you can duplicate it to a created template, but not make it active. So you can make changes to it, and then it's not applied to the thing yet. I'm interested to see how if you can preview that. You should be able to. But I'm going to do that with the page template. So that's probably this one. Let's confirm that. So let's view the sample page. Ooh. That's something else that I think is new to 6.9. But that's the sample page. There's a featured image. Images on top. Hey Cameron, how you doing? Did you watch the cricket this weekend, dude? Watching the final of the Women's World Cup T20, T50, whatever it was pretty dang exciting, even though they kicked our butts. If I remember correctly, you play cricket, so assuming you're interested. Okay, where are we? Didn't watch the final of Match Master Australia's. Good lad. Alright, what am I doing? Oh yes, what did I want to do? I wanted to... fair enough, yeah. That is the one downside of living in Australia and these games in India. What was I doing? Oh yes. So what I want to do is I want to start editing the pages template. I want to just make sure this is the pages template. So let's do this. And it's using Slack parent template pages. Yeah, okay, so that is that. So first things first, when you click on a template, you can't edit it anymore. So previously, before WordPress 6.9, when you clicked on a template, you'd be able to go right into editing it. And what that would then do is it would load up a template markup in the editor, you would make your changes, you would hit save, and those changes would get saved to the database. So the way it works now is you can duplicate a theme template first. Well, you have to duplicate a theme template first. And what that means is it creates the duplicate version of your theme template in the database first. So it's a little bit of a mind shift into the functionality of it. I don't know previously whether it actually stored the markup in the table first before you could edit it, but in my mind I always assumed it just loaded in the editor, and then when I saved it, it would save it to the database. Whereas now it's actually creating the duplicate in the database first. And what that then does is if I go over to created templates now, there's my custom pages template. It's currently inactive. It's compatible with 2025, so it's essentially a child template of 2025. And now I can click on this here, and then I can go in and I can edit this template. So that's just a little bit of a shift in the mind of how templates work going forward. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the title above excuse me, above the my throat, above the featured image. And now I'm going to save this template. So this is now saved it, and then it says, do you want to activate it? So I can opt out of activating it right now, go back to my template list, and you'll see in my active templates the original pages template is still there. In my created templates, my custom pages are still inactive. But now what I can do is I should be able to preview this. So if I go to the sample page, for example, and I want to see what this page looks like with the new template, I should be able to say change template. I actually don't know if this works. I thought it might. It doesn't look like it will work. So it looks like I can't preview the content with the new template. I wonder if it's supposed to be able to do that. Let's go here. If I looks like I need to activate it first before I can view it. I'm guessing it's not something that was considered. I feel like it would be cool to be able to change the template now on the page and see what the page looks like. I'm not sure if it's worth noting this on the original issue, but didn't make a note of it here in my stream notes. Can't spell today. It would be nice to be able to preview a page with a new active template. This is certainly something that can come as an iteration later on. I don't think it needs to be logged. You know, it's not like a blocker. I do wish there was a way that I could preview this with content. Let me just refresh this page. Maybe I've been done. Maybe it is possible. Just say that's saved. Only showing page no title. That's probably inactive templates. Yeah. Okay. I thought that was there. It's not. That's fine. So let's activate that template. What is cool is I can duplicate this. I can make like a second custom pages with a different layout entirely. So let's go and do that. Let's remove the title from that one. Now I've got like a couple of custom templates. So now if I activate this one, I want to see, okay, I'll start by activating that one. Let's go and view sample page. Okay, so there's template featured image, no title, cool. I want to see what happens if I activate this one. Does it make the other one inactive? Yes, it deactivates the custom pages one. So there it is, that's our original page. And then if I go back to 2025, that's inactive, I activate this. Now I should go back to, which one is that? That is image then title. Okay, that seems to work as expected. Now I want to have some fun here because apparently if I activate this one, the music was in line with that. That switches to inactive, right? Let's go make sure. Okay. If I now deactivate this one, it should go back to the default, which it has done. So you can see here, it automatically activates the fallback. Okay, that's cool. So even if I deactivate a custom page, it'll go back to the fallback, which is cool. So now what happens if I activate that and I activate that? That one becomes inactive. That one becomes inactive. Okay, that is what I want. Okay. Cool. Now I want to see if I can. So I can only apply active templates. And it looks like I can only have one active template per slide. So in other words, for pages, I can only have one active template. That's fine, I guess. wonder if I can... So what I want to be able to do now is with the creator templates, I want to edit this active when used business. So let's see if I can go into custom pages. Well, activate that. And then go and edit this one. And how do I set this to be active when used? Can I do? Doesn't look like it. How do I set post types for a template? So if I want a specific template, how do I change the template type? That's what I want to be able to do. How do I change the template type? Don't see that anywhere. How to change the template type of a created template. Okay, that one I'm going to have to figure out. Because right now the type is custom. But I want it to be the same type status. Oh, that is a custom type. How does this active when used come in? That's probably because it's set up as a custom template against the post type. So how do I set the post type? That's what I want to do. How do I set the post type? How do I set the post type for a created template? I wonder if there's something in the styles. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm guessing because it's duplicate, it retains the same type. Ah, That's interesting. I didn't see that coming. Okay, so that means if I go to sample page, I should now be able to select from custom pages or page title copy. Okay, all right, okay. So I can't have page no title copy, my default one, my theme one, and my created one active or available at the same time. But I can create custom or duplicates. Okay. I wonder what happens if I add a template. Where does that go? So I want to add a template for pages. All pages. Okay. Choose a pattern. I don't want a pattern. That's my phone just beeping, so let me just see what that's all about. Actually, let me add a pattern. Make an about page pattern. Let's just go extra strong. Let's put my phone on silent. Let's just grab a random page pattern. That will do. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. What's the title? Let's just make the title right in line. For the sake of fun. Make the feature image wide width. There we go. Okay, so that was a rating of custom. Let me see what happens with that. So now in my created templates, there's my new pages template. Okay, so I just called it pages. I can obviously rename it here. Okay, so that also worked kind of how I expected it to. So now I want to see what happens when I switch themes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the dashboard. I'm going to go to themes and I'm going to activate a different theme. And I want to see what happens. So in templates, active templates, created templates. I still have all my templates. It does give me a little warning to say my templates are only compatible with 2025. It looks like my theme goodie is broken here. I wonder if this is because it's 2024. I'm not sure. Oh, there it worked. Maybe it's just was slow. All right. So now what happens if I activate this template? It should still work. It should give me an error because I'm seeing that the header is missing, for example, but it should still be able to do something. So let's activate it. Oh, I can't activate it. Ooh. That's fair. It's not compatible with the theme, so I can't activate. That's fair. I have no issues with that. Interesting. Okay. I think that all works pretty well. You can see that there's template parts missing, which is why I can't activate the theme template, which is cool. It still saves it though, so at least it's still there. So if I switch between templates, my custom templates are there, which is great. I wonder what will happen if I install create block theme and export all of this. Will it save these template files along with it? Should it? Shouldn't it? Does it matter? Maybe that's not create blocks theme's problem to deal with. I don't know. It certainly is interesting. But it works. Works pretty well. So that is the template management coming to WordPress 6.9. If you haven't seen that in action, I recommend checking it out. From my perspective, it seems pretty solid. I haven't seen any bugs or major issues. That I feel like it's not a problem anymore. So the only piece of feedback I have is it would be nice to be able to preview a page with a new and active template so I can see what it would look like. But that is like a future iteration, to be honest. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with all that. I think the only thing that people are going to struggle with when they first use it is this concept of clicking here and it tells you you're about to duplicate a bundle template. That's going to be something we're going to need to maybe get the word out about. So yeah. All right, let us go back to the help test. Let me go back and activate 2025. I wonder if these templates will get saved if I export them. So let's have a look here. I want to see something. Download your theme with updated templates and styles. I'm going to click on that and stick it in another site. So let's just do this quickly. So let's go to Studio. Content. No, go away. Content. Themes. 2025. I'm going to delete this version 2025 so that I can install this version 2025. I want to see what happens. Let's open up this site. Appearance, add theme, I thought I deleted that. Oh, I know what the problem is. This is Studio being annoying. I need to log this. Whenever you make file changes on the local file system, Studio freaks out. Desperately need to log this. Okay, that's the if my bundle themes can work. Interesting. It appears they did not. Let's have a look at the actual code. Ah, where'd it go? So custom, so when exporting, so that's where it gets interesting. Download your theme with updated templates and styles. Should it export those? Possibly. There's a follow-up tracking issue linked to all of this. Here we go. Oh, yeah, template activation files. Okay, so here's a question. What happens? Okay. What happens? Okay. Now my brain is working. What happens if I create active temp, create I'm going to sneeze. I thought I was going to sneeze and then I yawned. Okay. 2024. What happens if I create a theme, activate it, and then export? Does the activated theme get exported? So let's figure that out. So let's first delete this 2025 thing that I added. I can find it. Okay. Let's delete that. Go away. Okay, so that's that done over there. Don't need sample images anymore. This is testing. Perfect. Let's go back. Just see here, appearance themes. 2025. Okay, good. Editor. Templates. Okay, so those are all my active templates. These are all my creative templates. So let's delete that one. Oh, that's the other thing. You can trash templates now. And then I think you can restore them from trash. Maybe, I don't know, actually. Okay. Let's trash this one. Let's call this custom pages, but it's called created pages, so we know what it's called. Okay, so this is currently inactive. This is the wide view with the thing on the right. It's fine. Okay. So let's activate this template. Oh, you can view revisions as well. So let's go back here. So let's activate create pages. Okay, so that's created. So if I now go to the sample page, I'll see everything. Yeah, big image, title on the right, perfect. What happens now if I go into the site editor? And I export this. Don't know why the export is broken. Go. Okay, let's just delete that 2025 desktop. Okay. Then let's go into here. Add 2025 here. What will this install? It does not bring over the active template. And I don't know whether it should. So I'm going to add that as an issue. I'm going to just open up one of these just as a backup. Sub issue, bug report, feature request, Gutenberg release, blank issue, general help. I'm going to make it a bug report for now. I'm going to say template activation, say exporting the current theme does not export the active template. And then I'm going to say I am not sure if this is considered a bug or a future release. So logging it anyway, feel free to hunt to a future release. When exporting a theme from the site editor, using the export option, any active templates are not exported along with are not exported, only the original theme template files. Okay, so one, go to this editor, create a duplicate any of the templates, activate the created template. All right, here's a question. Yeah, pages are still the same. Yeah. Now, I don't know if it should do this or not. Ah. Looks like Elliot's already logged this. So cancelling that. Okay, Elliot's already logged it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this as a sub issue here. It was 7515. 7515. Okay, so it looks like I'm not the only one who feels that way. So I'm going to delete that, lock the issue, all good. Hey, Justin, just read your blog on Compatibility API. Candidate with 6.9 already be used to register custom REST API MPP stuff. Not quite sure of your question there. Are you asking me? Sorry, I didn't see that earlier. I don't know how long ago that was. Are you asking if you can use abilities in 6.9? Because if that's the case, then the answer is yes. I just find a check quickly. I'm not sure which blog article you're meaning, the one on my personal blog or the one I'm working on for the core developer blog, but this is the one that I'm working on for the core developer blog, which you're welcome to read before it gets published here. I'm just going to open it up so I can find the track. Can't spell. Right. Find the track ticket. No, that's not what I want. Here we go. So this is the track ticket. I'm going to paste this in the chat. But you will see from the track ticket, and let me find the right PR. Which one was it? Yeah, oh, it's listed here anyway. So all of these functions, registering abilities, getting abilities, being able to execute an ability, as well as the abilities REST API endpoints are all part of WordPress 6.9. I am planning on doing a live stream. So he says, okay, Justin says, more like using this as a more streamlined way for REST API integration rather than that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, essentially, abilities, you can enable abilities to be, you can enable REST API support for abilities. So what that means, let me quickly find the documentation here. So short answer, yes. Long answer, when you register an ability, you have this meta argument inside of the arguments array. That's the wrong one. That's for categories. Where is it? There we go. You have this meta argument. Inside the meta argument, you can enable show in REST as either true or false. If you set it to true, then by default, you can use the built-in REST API endpoints for abilities. So there you go, show in REST true or false. And then you can make requests to the WP abilities v1 abilities endpoint. and include your abilities ID in the endpoint and execute your ability. So for example, let's say your ability's name is, I don't know, its ID is like Bob/1. You can make a request to, it's the wrong place. Here we go. So my plugin site info run, for example, and it will then execute that ability. So short answer to your question, yes. Longer answer, you just need to know what the structure is. I'm actually, as I say, in this core blog that I'm publishing to the WordPress developer blog, it includes an example of how I'm doing that. So if you want to read it early, you can review the post here. If you want to wait for a couple of weeks and read it on the developer blog. But I also want to mention, and I meant to publish this before the live stream, but I never got around to it. My colleague Juanma and I are busy preparing a couple of online workshops around some of the developer features coming to WordPress 6.9. We call them developer hours, so it's all focused on developer things. And we're going to be doing our first one next week, Thursday, the 13th. And one of the things we're going to be talking about in that workshop on the 13th is the Abilities API. So if you want to see that in action, you can join the workshop. If you can't join the workshop, you can watch the recording in a couple of days on WordPress TV. So yes, in your question, that is the way to do it. Lots of content coming out. If you want to see it live, sort of now, I built an Abilities API demo, which essentially registers a bunch of abilities, and then has the JavaScript functionality to view them on the front end. But then you can also make requests to the REST API endpoints. So that's probably what we're going to showcase. Is something like that. We'll show you what the REST endpoints are and how to access them and that kind of thing. But you can check out that code there about how that all works. Yeah, cool. Yeah, if you can make it, it'll be great. It's going to be in, we're having it at 12 p.m. UTC or something like that. Sort of APAC EU friendly time zones. If you can't make that live, then you can just watch the recording and we'll cover how it works. But yes, essentially with abilities, if you enable them, they will by default be available on REST API endpoints without having to extend it manually yourself with custom endpoints, which is one of the things I love about abilities. You just enable them, create them, turn them on, and you're good to go. So yes, cool. Thank you for the question. All right, folks, I am going to call it an end here. I'm quite happy with the testing of the template stuff. I'm quite happy with where we are there. So I will continue testing WordPress 6.9 in the next few weeks for the rest of November at least. So, I mean, we've got how many weeks to go? 1, 2, 3, 4 more weeks. So I'll probably do some Abilities API testing next week, or maybe the week after. And then I'll dive into some of the other things. But thank you all for watching and for joining. If you're watching this on YouTube, do let me know what you thought of the stream. And I'll see you next week. Bye.